Welcome back to the A to Z. Nope, I'm just kidding. The best coaster of the year weekly series. That was actually out of habit. I didn't plan on doing that. That was kind of funny. I just woke up, so I didn't think it happened. No. So last week on this series, you voted for the best coaster in 1991. You voted for, strangely, Vortex at Canada's Wonderland, the Aero Suspended, over Ultimate, that massive mega mine train over in England. Um, that kind of surprised me because Ultimate kind of has, it's got like some airtime. It's got a stupidly long ride. This thing is about I don't know a quarter as long of a ride as Ultimate. Really, all it does is some pretty solid swimming. I mean, yeah, it's a good suspended coaster. I've been on the Bat, so I mean that's just about the same as this, except this one has some better terrain, goes over some water and stuff like that, right? So. Um, I still really think Ultimate's better. That's just me. There's also Steel Phantom that lost to it, and I hear that was a pretty freaking brutal ride. So I guess that isn't a big surprise. And also that stand-up Milky Way, which is probably one of the best stand-up coasters in the world. Aside from probably Riddler's Revenge and Georgia Scorcher, that thing has some serious airtime. Still has some serious airtime. It's still operating. So, but yeah, so that kind of surprised me, and it's unfortunate we won't see that when I do the tournament at the end of this, the ultimate, unless I decide, like if there's space for some, maybe ultimate will be added. Who knows, man? All right, moving on. You're gonna be voting for four coasters in 1992. Which was best? You tell me. You got to vote in the top right corner of the video. We got Batman the Ride at Six Flags America, the B&M Invert, the first of the clones, so it'll be the only Batman clone that you see in this tournament, in this series. Jupiter at Kojima Kogan, the Intamin Woody. Desert Storm at Castles and Coasters, the Hopkins Looper. And Eagle Fortress at Everland, the Aero Suspended. So y'all are going to vote using the eye on the top right corner of the video. Now, let's talk about some more coasters like Arkansas Twister at Magic Springs, which opened in this year. That is the very old-fashioned Woody, which was actually relocated. This is a relocation from a Floridian park that I can't pinpoint right now, but it's interesting in that it was a relocated wooden coaster, not a very common thing. Um, really, only Phoenix. Phoenix is the only thing that really comes to mind as far as relocated wooden coasters. So that's interesting, and it's pretty all right out and back. It's got one solid moment of airtime towards the very end before that final turn, but it's trimmed at that moment, which is interesting. Also, Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland Paris, not that Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Park. This Big Thunder Mountain is made by Vekoma. It's got three lift hills, I'm pretty sure. Uh, it's like 5,000 feet long, pretty freaking long ride. It's almost like a mega mine train like the Ultimate, which should have beat Vortex. Anyway, Dragonfire at Busch Gardens Williamsburg opened this year. That was another Aero screw up, similar to that of Steel Fan. Not really a screw up. It's just very interesting rides that kind of failed what they were trying to do. So whatever. I mean, the later Arrow years weren't as hot as the early ones, unfortunately. So that's a bummer. But Dragonfire, very cool ride with some unique elements. It had like the first cutback and like just some weird stuff. So that's pretty cool. Fusion Raijin 2, picture on the top right, that was the coaster that derailed in 2007 and ended up closing Expoland and a lot of other Japanese coasters when they upped the safety measures that needed to be taken. Yeah, it derailed. They hadn't inspected the axles or something like that in like 2 years, and it was never changed in the 20 years it was operating. Like the 20 no wait 2015 years it was operating. It opened in 92. Yeah, closed 2007. Yeah, and this park actually had the clone of Raptor, but the park closed, so that allowed Wiener Prater, or no, not Wiener Prater, Whaleygator to buy it, and now it's at Whaleygator as Monster, sitting in a field and operating on that field. Yeah, and it has the same color scheme too, and the like kind of pinkish white thing. I don't know why Japan was all into that, because I mean they already had two pinkish white coasters at the park. I don't know. So also Hayabusa at Tokyo Summerland, that was another suspended open this year, just like Eagle Fortress. This is a very unknown ride, but there is this nice image of it and its whole layout. And of what I've heard, it's one of the weaker ones. I mean, yeah, it might look very long and very nice, but really, if you really think about it, it's a lot like Accelerate, where it just stays flat for most of the ride and then meanders towards the end. Like really, there isn't a whole lot of drops after that the first drop, which is a very good drop for suspended coasters. You can see there, but very interesting in that it closed in 2005. I'm pretty sure, and yeah, just a unique layout. Just there, a suspended coaster that nobody knows about. So cool. Rattler at Fiesta Texas opened this year with the park. So Fiesta Texas opened in '92. That was the RCCA Roller Coaster Corporation of America disaster. That was, oh man, if you can try to find that 1992 opening day POV, the banking on that thing was just mental. Like I've never seen wooden coaster banking so crazy. It was just weird. Sierra Tenant at Mirabilandia, that is a William Cobb wooden coaster that opened this year, and I wouldn't say it was as bad as Rattler, but it had one helix that was just so tight and so killer that it's a good thing it closed in 2007 because iSpeed replaced it. So that's pretty cool. Vortex the Current was open this year. That was the other B&M that opened this year, along with Batman the Ride at Great America. So yeah, there's that crappy stand-up that still exists and has not been transformed yet. So there you go. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later.